What's good, guys? It's Franalations here with a Funko Pop collection video. Behind me are 139 different Funko Pops I've collected over the past year. I started my collection at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and over that time I've accumulated some duplicates and stuff like that. This wall only shows the most exclusive version of the figure. So for instance, if there's a Comic-Con version that's flocked, it'll be on this wall rather than the GR I might have picked up anywhere else. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. So what you're seeing in front of you are two variations of Stay Puft. The one on the left has a sticker on the front saying Hot Topic exclusive, and it's toasted, and the other is the GR, just the regular figure. Now this is the perfect example of what I was talking about. Excluding this figure, if I have a rare version, I won't be showing the GR. This is just to kind of give you an example of some of the variations Funko does with their pops. Alright, next up we have the Batmobile, and Batman of course inside of the Batmobile. Beside that we have Marty McFly in his time machine. Alright, to start off we have two minions from Despicable Me. Both of them are the San Diego Comic-Con variants from last year. Next to them we have Agnes, also from Despicable Me. She's just a GR. Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle. And next up we have Jake. He is from Adventure Time. He's a Toy Wars exclusive, and this variant is flocked. Next to him we have a San Diego Comic-Con variant, Zombie Jake from last year. I was actually able to pick him up at a Hot Topic when I got back from Comic-Con. Next to him is BMO, also from Adventure Time, and that's this year's Comic-Con variant. He glows in the dark. Here's a few funny Nemo figures. We have Dory and Crush, followed by Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. We have Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, and one of the zombies from Plants vs. Zombies. He was a Comic-Con exclusive last year. There's a Mike Wazowski from Monsters University, followed by Genie, and both of them are Comic-Con exclusives. There's an all-copper Rocketeer. He was a Gemini Collectibles exclusive, followed by Beetlejuice and Slimer. Next to him is a GR Toothless. I have the Hot Topic variant on the way, but for this video, here's the GR. Here's another How to Tame a Dragon figure. This is Stormfly. Next to him you see Edward Scissorhands. The two following are new to my collection this year's Comic-Con. I had the GRs of them. Pulp Fiction characters Vincent Vega, Jules, and next to them is the GR Mia, followed by Buddy the Elf from Elf. There we have Silent Bob, followed by Dr. Manhattan. Of course, you gotta get the Biggie Pop. As you guys probably noticed in the intro, I was wearing a Biggie t-shirt. Next we have Agent Coulson, followed by Silver Surfer, and a Comic-Con exclusive version of Thing. This Comic-Con variant is from 2011, so pretty old as far as Funko Pops go. Next up we have Black Widow, and a few different variants of Deadpool. The regular Deadpool on the left, and the middle one was, I believe, from an artist series, and I found it at a Hot Topic. The box was really damaged, but I grabbed it anyways. And the mainly black one with white and red accents is a Fugitive Toys exclusive. The Logan right there is a misprint. It's actually a bobblehead when it's not supposed to be, which is pretty cool. And the Wolverine next to it, I believe, was a Hot Topic exclusive, if I remember correctly. Alright, so these Ninja Turtle figures were from last year's Comic-Con. They are all metallic. There was a GR version that I did not pick up, as well as an Amazon exclusive version. They were all packaged together in the Amazon version, and they all glow in the dark. And then next to that is Spider-Man, and an unmasked Spider-Man, which is from Kamikaze, which is a comic event out here in LA. Next up we have a Gemini's exclusive Chase version of Spider-Man, followed by a metallic Red Hulk from last year's Comic-Con, a flocked Gemini's exclusive Beast, an Amazon exclusive Star-Lord, and two Hot Topic variants right here, a Captain America as well as Electro. Alright, so I'm a really big Blizzard fan. I've been playing since I was in like 3rd grade. I've been playing their games, and yeah, so these are all the GR versions of their figures. These released last year. Diablo, Tyrael, Arthas, Illidan, Kerrigan, and John Rayner. Last year's Comic-Con, they made an Illidan, which I do have, but a lot of my very rare or favorite figures are at the very top of this mountain or wall of pops. So the Kerrigan from this year's Comic-Con didn't quite make it up there on my rankings, but here she is right now to go with the rest of the Blizzard games. Here's a bunch of GRs from like scary movies and stuff. So there's Hannibal, Freddy, Mike Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Chucky. A lot of my like favorite Halloween type scary movies and stuff. Alright, to slightly continue that whole horror movie genre stuff, the next two figures are right in sync with that. This is a Hannibal. This is actually the TV show version. It was sold at this year's Comic-Con, and I actually got it signed by the showrunner as well as one of the cast members, so that was very cool. Next up, we have the little clown from Saw, another one of my like favorite scary movie like franchises. And now we're off of the whole horror genre. Next up, we have Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit, followed by Doc Brown, and this is a glow-in-the-dark variant. Next up, we have Jack Teller. This is this year's Comic-Con version. And next to that, we have a Harley Quinn based off the Arkham games, and this is a Hot Topic exclusive. Here we have a Blue Lantern Flash. This was a Fugitive Toys exclusive. This is a Hot Topic preview of one of the Beauty and the Beast figures. I definitely want more figures from that set. The teacup mom with her little Chip, her little son. Here we have a Hot Topic exclusive Raven. As you can see, the color variant is like switched up on this one. A few Big Bang Theory characters. They're in their like Star Trek costumes. This was last year's Comic-Con variants of them, and they're like halfway being beamed up, so the bottom of the figure is clear, whereas the top half shows them in their con costumes. Getting into a few Star Wars figures here, we have Darth Maul. There is a pretty rare variant of him, which is all blue and glows in the dark. I don't have that. This is just the GR. A Comic-Con exclusive Jango Fett. I believe that was from last year. Boba Fett, R2-D2. A Wicket. There is a Fugitive Toys exclusive version of him that's flocked, which is definitely on my hit list. And Yoda. Next up is Jabba the Hutt. And beside that is the Walking Dead Michonne preview set. It's Michonne with her zombies on their chain, which is very cool. Beside that is just the regular Michonne. The reason why I added this, even though I had the other one, is this was actually my very first Funko Pop. So it started my collection, and so yeah, I just figured I'd add her onto the wall. Next up we have Sheldon, which is also from last year's Comic-Con, and it's like being beamed up, so it's in its cosplay / beamed up pose. The Sheldon next to it is from the Comic-Con the year before, and it's wearing a Batman t-shirt. Now we're on to the Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, part of my collection. So the first thing we're starting with is that 3-pack down there on the bottom left. It's Khal Drogo, Daenerys, and one of her dragons. This was an Amazon exclusive. You got it for pre-ordering Season 3 of the show on Blu-ray. Next up, we have one of her dragons, followed by a Hot Topic exclusive version of her 3rd dragon. Next to that, we have Tyrion Lannister, followed by Arya Stark. Those are my 2 favorite characters on the show. Just above Arya, we have Jon Snow. To the left, we have another Tyrion, only this one has like a scar on his face. You see 2 versions of Daenerys, one in the white dress. The other one, on the left, she's carrying a red dragon. That's actually a misprint. On the side of the box it shows the dragon's green with red accents on the wings. I was lucky enough to score 2 of these misprints when they first came out. Next up we have a flocked ghost. I already had the regular one, but I had to get the flocked one from this year's Comic-Con. Very dope. And to the left, probably like one of the rarest pops in my collection, and then just obviously the rarest Game of Thrones ones I have, the headless Ned Stark. I'd missed out on him last year at Comic-Con. However, Amazon had him still that whole week, and even a little bit after Comic-Con, and he was priced at $30. I remember seeing that there was like 6 left, and I was like, oh, I'll hold off. And then when it got down to just having 2 left, I grabbed it. Now this pop is going for around 300 bucks. I was very fortunate to get it just double retail at 30 bucks. I just wish I would have grabbed more. Had the foresight to know to grab more. Alright, so some more Walking Dead figures. We have Rick Grimes, followed by a preview version of the Governor, an injured Daryl, a GR Glenn, a like blood splatter Maggie, and Carl with his little sheriff hat on. Above, we're getting into some DC characters. We have a preview Superman, Two-Face, which is, as far as I know, one of the original like line of Funko Pops, and pretty sought after these days, so I'm definitely glad to have grabbed that. Bane, another pretty sought after one. When I grabbed him, there's 3 on the shelf. Another one I wish I would have got a few duplicates of. The Joker, Harley Quinn, and a Blackest Night variant of Batman. Alright, so I'll continue with the DC stuff before I get into my very rare figures in my collection. So, starting off with that preview version of Batman. This figure right here is actually pretty rare in itself. It's a Comic-Con, I think 2012 version of Batman. Let me check. 2012, and it has like a Statue of Liberty-esque type vibe to it. We have a Fugitive Toys Batman Beyond, and a Batman packaged with a Lego Batman. I believe that figure glows in the dark. Alright guys, so now we're getting into some of my rarest figures. The one on the left is a Stan Lee. It was signed at Frank & Sons, which is like a hobby place near where I live. And that was actually done the day before my birthday. So something, you know, that I'm always going to have in my collection that's really cool, and I don't really ever plan on selling or anything like that. Next up, we have a Stan Lee also signed. This was from a con that I wasn't able to get to. However, one of my friends went and picked it up for me. Next up, we have a gold Dumbo from last year's Comic-Con, extremely rare. Next to it, we have a Illidan, also from last year's Comic-Con, and very rare. This is probably one of the most rarest toys from last year's Comic-Con. It was sold at the Blizzard booth, and the Blizzard booth was packed pretty much non-stop. Very hard to get your hands on. Next to it is Loki. Pretty much for any like shoe collectors out there, which I know this is on the shoe collector channel, so most of you guys will be. Loki is like an equivalent to a Paris SB Dunk. Very, very sought after. It's from Comic-Con a few years back, and it's definitely heat. Next to it is a Fugitive Toys version of Loki. Very cool, just all black and white. Alright guys, we're at the top of my wall, the most heat out of my collection, and let's get right into it. So, at the very top middle, you see a mystery box. Mystery boxes are given out at Funko Fun Days. Funko Fun Days are events that the brand puts on for its fans. You come out, they have food, games, drinks, all of this, and one of the first things that happens when you get there is you get your mystery box. Inside of it are 3 randomly packaged Freddy Funkos. Freddy Funko is their like mascot character, and basically they have different variants of him which are designed off of other figures they've done before. So, for example, stuff you see up there is like Joker, Deadpool, and Donatello from Ninja Turtles. My box that I got at this year's Funko Fun Day had the Joker that you see right there in the middle. Only 96 were made. Deadpool to the right of him, only 300 were made. And a Ghostbusters figure to the right of that, only 300 were made. Now, at these events, like I said, there's games and prizes. There was a situation where they were picking tables and stuff like that to go win prizes, and my table was selected. I got that Donatello figure, which is limited to only 24 pieces. Very rare, and also another piece I never plan on selling. Now, the 2 figures that you see out of box on the left and right side, those are what's called protos, basically samples. And the one on the left is Daenerys from Game of Thrones, and the one on the right is from, I believe, like A Christmas Tale or A Christmas Story, something like that. I actually got that guy on the right at this Funko Fun Day, whereas the other one on the left I actually bought off of eBay. And the last figure we're going to go over is a Freddy Funko, pretty much like one of the crown and jewels of my collection. He is a red, clear figure, all glittered out. I forget the exact numbers on these. There's a red, a green, and a blue that came out first, and I think later on a purple and a clear or something like that came out later. I want to say it's something like 6 or 9 or some very low number in production. Anyone who knows, please you know, put it in the comments, just, you know, for my knowledge and to share with everyone else. Alright guys, that wraps it up. That's my Funko Pop collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, if you're just getting into Funko Pop and you want some tips, please leave your questions down below. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do thumbs it up, as well as sharing it. It definitely helps the channel. And in parting, I would like to say, leaving a comment down below enters you for a chance to win this. It's one of my many duplicates I have in the collection. There's a GR version of Slimer, so definitely make sure to get your comments in down below, and by the end of the week I'll go ahead and select someone, and please do be living in the US, be a US resident, that way I can ship this out to you. And that's about it, guys. Until next time, peace.